Very good morning, students. Well, I'm sure you people are enjoying the induction program. You're into the third day of online program and fourth day at our lovely college with the Avardhaka College of Engineering. And we are on the last day of this year, 2020. We look forward to very good, very fruitful 2021. I'm S.K. Prasad, Professor and Head of Civil Engineering. Today, I have a great pleasure in introducing a very good friend of our institution and, agri scientist to all of you. Well, before that, I just would like to ask you, which is the most important occupation India always looks forward to. So whether it is today or maybe during the time of independence, we always know that it is agriculture. And look at our population. During independence, our population was maybe about 35 crores. Now it is more than 138 crores. So we have grown 4 times. But in terms of production of food grains, you'll be surprised. During independence, we were starving. We did not have enough food grains. But today, we have surplus. Maybe food grain production is much more than 7 to 8 times which we have grown. All these are because of our farmers. All these are because of agri scientists. So today we have Dr. VASANT Kumar, who is a very well known agri scientist of Karnataka. He has an MSc in botany and then PhD in seed pathology. He has published many books in the area of agriculture. And I don't want to take much time. I just would like to mention to you that because of his efforts, agriculture in Karnataka has grown. And I was just talking to him. He says that, he loves to help the poor farmers and he loves to improve the yield. For all his, contributions in the area of agricultural science, he has been awarded Karnataka Rajyotsava Award in the year 2013. Please note, it is the second highest civilian award of Government of Karnataka. He was awarded Best Science Communicator Award in 2011, again from Government of Karnataka. And then Agricultural Extension Service Award in 2007. Karnataka Kanmani Award in 2012. Farmer Friend Agriculture Scientist Award in 2015. Golden Global Achiever Award in 2015. Kuvempu Sahitya Ratna Parishad Prashasti in 2015. Pride of Mysore Award in 2017. And the list goes on. He is not only an agri scientist, he is also a well-known writer, and he has written many books in the area of agricultural science. So without wasting much time, I request Dr. VASANT Kumar to take over. And please do, sir. Please do start your presentation, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad. Good morning to all of you. And at the outset, let me authorities of this college 11.
It's okay. Please continue, sir.
Okay. Sorry for that. Once again, good morning to all of you. Today I will be talking about the role of engineers in the field of agriculture. And yeah, today is the last day of 2020, and COVID-19 caused a huge havoc in the entire world. And during this time, we lived without many things in our present day life, but then we could not live without food. So we could live without anything, but not without food. So we know the importance of food now. The hunger virus kills about 8,000 children a day, and the vaccine for it exists in the world. It is called food. But you won't hear that in the media. Do you know why? Because hunger doesn't kill the rich. So the biggest virus in the world is hunger, and the only vaccine is food, and the food is produced by farmer. So we now know that food first and forever, and it is the most basic need. Not only that, for any country, food is not just a thing to eat. Food is a weapon. Food is strength to a country. Food can establish peace in a country. Food is freedom. Food is sovereignty. Our Professor Prasad rightly said that we had only 35 crore people during the 1940s, and now we are 135 crore people in the country, and we didn't have enough food during that time, and today we have surplus food, and that has been possible because of our scientists and farmers, and that is why we have the real freedom. In 1947, what we got was only political freedom. Today, in real sense, we have the full freedom. And this food is not manufactured in the factories. It is produced in the fields, and it is produced by farmers. So our first Prime Minister said, anything can stop, but not agriculture. Because Krishito Nasti Durbhiksham. If there is no agriculture, and there is always poverty and famine. So agriculture, as you know, that is the first. Man was actually a hunter and gatherer initially, and he was a nomad. He was moving from one place to another place in search of food. But when agriculture started, especially by women, and it became the mother of all cultures, and it is mother of all industries, and it is mother of everything. So in India, we had population today. We have this is a old slide. Today we are almost touching 140 crores, and in another few years we will be number one in the world in terms of population, surpassing China. And 1967, when I was in high school, we were only 50.4 crore people, and the country was like a begging bowl. And 2020 today, and we have nearly 140 crore people, and we have got self-sufficiency. And during 1966, we had political freedom, but not freedom, as I said already. The then government was ready to extend any sort of help to increase the food production. The situation was called ship-to-mouth situation. Only when the ship carrying grains from US arrived in India, people had food to eat. So even including me, we survived because of the kindness of people of United States of America. And we were given the upito, what we call upito or upuma, prepared out of yellow maize, and it was not palatable actually, but it was better than going hungry. And the hunger, it is the worst ever enemy of mankind. More people died from hunger between 83 and 85 than were killed in World War I and II combined. So food, I already mentioned that the most fundamental food need. And our second Prime Minister said, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. Jai Jawan means border security. Jai Kisan means food security. We may not need our Jawans to fight every day because wars don't happen in recent years. So they are there just to give security. But farmer has to work every day. It is said that once in a way we need a doctor, once in a way we need a lawyer or an engineer. But every day, thrice a day, we need a farmer. So from a grain deficient nation of food security for all, because of green revolution, we have this food security. And the demand for food increases every year because of various reasons, not only due to increase in population, but also because of shift in diets and also shift of grains towards production of biofuels and so on and so forth. Agriculture produces raw material for many industries as well, other than food, fiber, fodder, fuel, and pharmaceuticals. And who produces it? Farmer. So food first means farmer also first. Every day we need it. And what is happening in India? So agriculture is facing the fatigue. So the production has reached a plateau and it cannot increase further, but the population is steadily increasing. So we call it as grain drain. We have heard about brain drain, but now in India, what is happening is grain drain. So the production is coming down. So the challenge in front of us to secure the food security is to produce more from less. So we need more nutritious food, not just food, it should be nutritious. And not just food, it should be a safe food without much poisonous chemicals. So we have to produce this more from less land, less water, less labor, less chemicals, and less tension to the farmers. And you know that land is shrinking every day because we are encroaching the agricultural land for various purposes, for urbanization, industrialization, road construction, so on and so forth. And rains are erratic and we are facing water scarcity. And people say that if at all the Third World War happens, it will happen for water. So that is the situation. And we have to reduce the usage of water, we have to save water, and we need technology for that. And in villages, what has happened is the villages almost have become often the old age homes because youths are steadily moving towards urban area looking for jobs because they are not ready to do agriculture. So there is huge shortage of labor. And this is where our engineers come to help our Indian agriculture. And chemicals, we are mindlessly and indiscriminately and using chemicals, and we are actually misusing, abusing, and overusing chemicals. So we need technologies to reduce chemicals. And because of all these things, and farmer is living under heavy tension. So we should help farmer to reduce his tension and grow our food happily and give us healthy food. So how to increase food? We have mainly three options. One is to increase the land area, but as I already said, it is impossible to increase. Actually, it is decreasing. Increase productivity per unit area. Of course, scientists strived hard to develop new high-yielding varieties, and that also has reached a stage where the further increase is not easy. And then, of course, our crops are being lost to many pests and diseases. And if at all we can work on how to reduce losses due to pests and diseases, that will be a big help to the farmers so that much food can be made available to the, more food can be made available to the farmers. So India needs you. It needs you means not only engineers. All youths should come to the rescue of farmers to help him to produce our food every day, to help Indian agriculture, to help Indian farmers, to help food and nutritional security, to reduce damage to the environment, to reduce chemical residues in our food, to reduce unemployment, to reduce food prices, and to reduce imports, and so on and so forth. So coming to agriculture engineering, the first figure who comes in front of us is our own Bharat Ratna Sir M. Vishweshwaraya sir. So, all Mysoreans know KRS and its impact on our India agriculture in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Because of his efforts, we could build this KRS dam, and so many thousands and lakhs of hectares of land, barren land, came under agriculture, and we are producing. It is almost become rice bowl of Karnataka. So water is another, the very first, soil is the first one, and then second one is water. So how to reduce the wastage of water, or how to make water resources more optimal, and we can produce more from less water. So these are the different forms of irrigation facilities available in US, and this is called pivotal irrigation system, which creates artificial rains, and it saves a lot of water compared to flood irrigation. And drip irrigation is the biggest invention of engineers. This was invented in Israel by an engineer like you people, and now this is the most efficient irrigation system throughout the world, even where the water is plenty. So these are different irrigation systems. This is taken in a Hanur village who treats agriculture like an industry. He produces various vegetable and fruit crops like an industry, and he uses these systems. These are the different drums having different nutrition in them. It is called venturies, and it is not just irrigation. Even the fertilizers can be applied through this water. It is called fertigation. And of course, we need electricity to operate all these equipment. So again, our Sir M. Vishweshwaraya sir built the first ever hydroelectric projects in Karnataka. This is in Shivan Samudra. This is the first India's first hydroelectric project. And now, because of you people, engineers, have come out with solar systems, so that in our country, sun energy is the most abundant energy available. So how to harness this energy and make use, because this is the most eco-friendly way of producing electricity or power, which can be used not only for agriculture, but all domestic and industrial purposes as well. So even wind energy can be used, and we can, because these are all renewable energies. Otherwise, coal is all not renewable, fuel is not renewable, and solar energy is the key. And our country is blessed with abundant solar energy, and it should become more economical actually. So you should fine tune it and make it more affordable to the common man, including farmers, so that he can irrigate happily using drip irrigation or sprinkler irrigation to irrigate his farm without dependence on regular electric supply, because it has been very erratic in rural areas, because the power is given three-phase power is given only during the nights. Imagine farmer doesn't have to sleep. He has to wait for the three-phase electricity to irrigate his field, and many a times farmers are facing snake bites and other problems. So this is the kind of thing you can think of to reduce the cost of this equipment, so that it is easily available to and accessible and affordable to poor farmers in rural India. So this is sprinkler irrigation. You have done wonderful job, and we are very happy. And this is hydroponics. So engineers are helping farmers to produce, even in a very small place, we can produce abundant food. So hydroponics again, and many tractors and oil extraction mills, so many things you can think of. I'm not showing everything here, but you can imagine. So this is called drum seeder. Instead of planting the seedlings, you can directly put the seed into the field and grow them. So much of labor is involved in planting and harvesting and during various agricultural operations. But as I said, the people are getting old. They are not able to work anymore in this field in harsh conditions, and all the youths are in the cities. Even if there is a menial job like security job, they are moving to the cities. But such small equipments who can transplant acres of land in a day, they are the need of the hour. See, the poor farmer, he is lucky that at least his sons are ready to pull his plow. But they don't have even resources for plowing his own land. Of course, some people are lucky that they have got bullocks. But again, it's not very easy to maintain them. So that tractors, mini tractors for small farmers and for carrying his produce to the market. So tractors, trailers, and so many different equipments are there, already there. But you can think of how to modify them and to how to make them cheaper and more efficient. So bigger tractors, tillers. Now in modern this thing, so we have drones. So drones can do many things in Indian agriculture, especially sprays and crop surveys, and to find out where, if there is a big plot or in a big village where the soil sampling can be done, and you can find out where the crop is growing bad and what is the reason and all that. And it can be used for spraying the large areas as well, like this. So many companies are already doing this service because not everybody can afford to own a drone, but there are companies which can give on hire so that the farmers can use it or governments can use it and things like that. But kindly don't become drone Pratap. So he is the worst example in front of us how one can fool the world, one can fool the society, one can fool the youngsters. So don't become such examples. You are very intelligent, you are very hardworking, and you will definitely reach your goals in a honest way, in a right way. So harvesting is another thing in a big operation which needs a huge human resource. But unfortunately, the population is growing old and no more people are available for harvesting. So in that case, combine harvesters. In the US and other countries, they use machines for every operation. So I saw one farm where, see, this is in THIMAKAPURA, we have got harvesters as well. So this is in Karnataka very much. So there are harvesters. So mini harvesters are also there like this. And the cotton harvesting is very difficult. Even children are being used, which is not acceptable. But then there are machines even for different crops for like this. So it will harvest right there and it will make the bales and ready for the market. I visited one farm in US recently. So 3 people are there. That is father, daughter, and son-in-law. They maintain 4,000 hectares of land. 4,000 hectares. Without this, she is not here. This is the Indian group. These are called silos, where the grains are being stored. And we can think of all these technologies which can be brought into India, but at an affordable price. That is where you can work on. And in agriculture field or any research, we need so many equipment, high-end equipment, computerization of equipment, so many things, including microscopes. And engineers only make these equipments so that we agricultural scientists can work in the field and take the benefits to the farmers in the field. So again, this is in California. People are harvesting tomatoes. And next thing is machine learning in agriculture. And application and techniques, you all know that robots can do many things in agriculture. So you must only know what are the different operations, what are the difficulties faced by farmers, or especially Indian agriculture. And then you can think of new technologies, new equipments, so that, see, harvesting of grapes. So you will have robots which will measure the ripening stage of the bunch, and it can harvest it. Apple, it based on the color and the firmness and ripening stage, it can harvest apple or tomatoes. And this is harvesting in greenhouses. So the cabbage can be harvested by this, and the strawberries can be harvested. So different handles are available, and this robotics, it can do many operations. And solar, it is operated based on solar energy. And scientists, we need to take so many data in the open field, under the sun. So we are developing new techniques to increase the crop yield, and we need to assess the disease intensity, insect damage intensity, and it is hard to take manually. So we need computers, we need different equipments to measure the leaf size, the fruit weight, or the grain weight, or the chlorophyll content, or the disease severity, and so on. So all these engineers have given us wonderful equipment so that our job is made easy. So even small equipments for even decorticating the groundnut, and oil mills and oil extraction mills, so on. So many things you can think of. So now we are talking about precision agriculture compared to the traditional open field agriculture. We talk about like greenhouse cultivation, where everything is controlled. So it is controlled by computers. So various things, I will tell you that. So these are the different greenhouse crops. And I went to Israel, where greenhouse cultivation is this thing, and pH meters, and the smart greenhouses, where see the old couple are producing capsicums here. So here water and temperature, humidity, oxygen, carbon dioxide concentration, everything is measured by computers, and it is released, and then it is harvested, and then they are sorted out based on the color, size, and stage of ripening, and then it is transported through cold storage. Again, engineers are important to build this cold chain from greenhouse to the market, and then when it comes to come to our kitchen, it is stored in fridges. So, and then food processing, once you have additional food grains, so you cannot throw it. So Americans say, eat what you can what you can't. So you have to process the food, extra food for future use. So biscuit factories or fruit pulps, and then bakeries and chips, and so many. And then storages. Once you have prepared this food, you have to store for months together. So you need cold storages, and there where engineers are very, very important. Then processing, seed processing, food processing, and seed is a very, very important agricultural input. So we need your help in preparing this kind of thing. So we call it as digital agriculture. So you can see air temperature, water temperature, plant progress, sunlight, water level, everything is measured by your computers. And then apps. So it is the world of apps now. So you can create many useful. There are already top 30 useful mobile apps for farmers in India are available, but we need more. And once you make app is not the final, because the content of the app is important. App is just a container. So what you put in it, and how good it is, what is the authenticity of that information is very, very important. So we call it as pharmabiotics, leveraging mobile apps for new farming techniques and informed decision making. So Microsoft is also working, and different Infosys is also working, Microsoft, and different software companies are working on many things to help farmers, even in predicting the weather, because nowadays because of climate change, farmers are in deep distress. So see, today 31st, it's a winter, but it's raining today. So it is most untimely rain, and it can cause many things in agriculture on the development of the crops. So apps can help in many ways, and the Internet of Things You will know it better when you come to the class here. And media. So internet is, in my opinion, internet is the biggest invention by engineers. So of course, radio, newspaper, magazines were old, and television to some extent has helped. And internet, because of internet, even nowadays, our farmers have started using smartphones to get their information. They download many films, educational films on YouTube, and they watch it and they learn it. For your information, recently one of my videos was viewed by only, I spoke in Kannada, and only one crop. So only Karnataka people watched it. And that crop was not grown by everyone. That is called ginger. I gave a talk on a training program on ginger cultivation. It was viewed by 251,000 farmers. So one of the highest this thing. So I am a practitioner myself. I quit my permanent job in university, went to industry to learn the science of agriculture, because I didn't study agriculture in my university because I studied botany. Then I went to quit my permanent job in university and went to industry to learn the science of agriculture. And not only myself, the whole family is involved in agriculture. My daughter studied agriculture in the University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore, and she is also doing, she is a doctorate now, and she is also working with small farmers. See, she has started an information center in a remote village called Ballenalli in KRPet Taluk, Mandya district. See, it is called Green Gramin Services, which is a in the name of Professor Muhammad Yunus. He's the Nobel laureate from Bangladesh. So she is trying to help poor farmers by giving information. So this is her office in that village. She not only consultancy right in the office, but she even goes to the field and helps farmers and women about their social problems or health issues and so many other things. And here you can see to my right, my daughter, and next to her is Mr. Gopinath. And his daughter is Geeta Gopinath, who is the chief economic advisor in International Monetary Fund. So you might have seen her on TVs and newspapers. So whenever she comes to India, Prime Minister wants to meet her and discuss with her about our economy. Such a important person in the world. And her father is also a farmer, and he also visited my daughter's project. Here, this is what, and this is how we have made revolution in these villages. And not only he and my son who did his artificial intelligence in US, UPenn, and he prepared a project for Indian farmers. He won $150,000 prize, and he came to India for 1 year and worked with farmers. And this is prize, and he brings in his knowledge from different universities in the US and tries to help Indian farmers. So not only he, even my grandson, so we inculcate the love for soil, love for plants, and love for agriculture, love for environment. See here, you can see we can inculcate the interest or the love for plants like this, even in our children and grandchildren. And that is how we can help our India in their food security. This is my grandson in the market. He grew some tomatoes and went and sold that. So in our family, we believe that making money is happiness, or making money gives you happiness. Making farmers happy gives you super happiness. So what is the priority? So in our country, this is what the question is appearing there. How can we tackle food security? So food security, no, it's not a problem. It's your food problem, you say. How to tackle food problem? The question should be like that. So food security is first. That is to produce. I have given you so many ways to increase the food production with less ecological impact. So we have technologies. We need to take them to the farmers, and and food safety is another. And to get that, first we should also assure that farmers' security, farmers' dignity, not just security, he should live in dignity. And food security not only gives you economy, but economy alone is not important. Ecology is also equally important. So with less ecological impact, we should be able to produce more food, safe food, nutritious food, and help our Indian economy. Because though one time it was 50% of the GDP was from agriculture. And because of the rapid growth in manufacturing and service sector, the present GDP share of Indian agriculture is 17%. It doesn't mean that our production has gone down, but production has gone up, but productivity is the question. So we have all the knowledge and technologies to increase the food productivity. It means we can produce more from less. So we all should think together and help our India to produce more food and see that farmers are happy and they live in dignity. So with this, I think I should thank you all for your patient hearing. And more importantly, I must thank our principal, our authorities of the college. And if you have any questions, I'll be very happy to take them. Thank you very much.
So be on that side. She'll do the voting on the right side.
Only one question?
Yes.
Questions.
Okay. I think I have answered that question, right?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
You tell us.
So what are your views on farm laws?
Views
Your
on?
views on farm laws, why farmers are protesting against it?
It's a very big question. I think I should not dwell more upon that because in any new laws, there will be both good and bad. Because one law is good, in my opinion, is that opening up the market is good for farmers so that there will be more competition. And of course, but so, nowadays how industrialists can manipulate things and the big business houses, they know how to manipulate the laws and exploit the farmers. That is the apprehension farmers have got it. And the land reforms is not good because farmers will become really landless. So there will be many hidden agendas. So we have to take care that farmers, interest is protected. So I really have not gone through that. But my opinion, since farmers are protesting in this big form, there must be some truth. So whatever we hear from both the end are only half truths. So I really don't go into the politics of that because I work with the farmers, not on these issues, because there are many people to work on these issues, farmer groups and leaders and so many things. I work with the farmers on ground, how to produce more from less, so that his farming becomes more profitable, enjoyable, and respectable.
Should we have APMC or not? APMCs.
APMC is still required. You don't have to see keeping APMC. Still, you can allow farmers to sell outside. So for those who cannot go, many people cannot go outside. See, the growing on one part and selling is another part. So suppose I have harvested 5 kgs of tomato today, where will I go and sell it? So my today's harvest is only 5 kg. Where will I go and do? So let there be APMC. So we should not abolish APMC at all. It should be there.
Sir, which engineers can contribute to this field?
Every engineer. Every engineer. First of all, you should have love for farmers. First of all, you should think that, see, every one of us eat food. Okay? Whether you are an engineer or a lawyer or a doctor or a prime minister or chief minister or a beggar, everyone needs food. So we must think of food, we must think of farmer, and we must think how, even though I become an IAS officer, I can help farmers in many ways. Prime Minister, he can help farmers many ways. So engineer, he can help farmer many ways. Doctor, he can help farmers many ways. So it's all your mindset. So if you decide to help a farmer, you can find a way to help a farmer.
Sir, do you promote organic farming?
Okay. Organic farming until 1970s. Until 1970s. Agriculture is 10,000 years old profession. Okay. And for all these centuries, we have followed only organic farming. When I said when we got our independence, in 1967, I said when I was in high school, we were only 50 crore people. And we were following honestly, purely organic agriculture. But we were producing only 50 million metric tons of food. Today we are producing nearly 290 million metric tons of food, surplus food. So because of modern agriculture. But 50 million metric tons was not sufficient for our country. If it was sufficient, why did we need a green revolution in the first place? It may be good. I don't say it is perfect. Yeah, as a scientist, I know it is not perfect, but it is better than chemicals if you say. If you say it is better than this thing, but it doesn't have the capacity to feed the country. So it is a must that we follow other modern agricultural practices.
Sir, one more question. How to avoid the middleman problems for the farmers?
That is developing market information platforms like your apps and other things. See, one example I can give you is that, see, by using your satellite images, by using your other drone, other things, you can evaluate the acreage under each crop. You can evaluate the age of the crop, stage of the crop. You can estimate what would be the harvest of a particular crop like tomatoes. So from Mysore Taluk, how much tomato is going to come to the market on a particular day, you can evaluate. So that if you generate this kind of data and from other states, you can say there is scarcity of tomatoes, and you can direct or help farmers with that information to send his tomatoes to those markets. So there are many ways.
Sir, the last two questions.
Yeah.
You are talking about the agriculture is good for our Indian economy, and it also depends on fisheries also. But how could engineers contribute to the fisheries?
Oh, definitely. Fishing boats, fishing nets, and processing. You don't eat every day's harvest the same day. So processing is the biggest industry. Of course, the water-based food. There are many these things. See, milk, we have found revolution that is called white revolution, and fish we have gone ahead, and that is called blue revolution. And then egg production we are very big, that is called yellow revolution. And then meat we have gone, that is called red revolution. So we have made revolutions in all areas. The food means all these are food only. But we mainly every day we eat common man. Don't think of rich people. Every day they eat grains only. They eat vegetables only. So only coastal people, they can afford fish meat every day. But not all of us. So even if you go to Bengal, West Bengal, or Calcutta, where the fish is vegetable, treated as vegetables. Even Brahmins eat vegetables. Fishes. They call it as water vegetable, and every house will have a pond to grow. Culture fishes. So that is the kind of culture. So, and whoever eats fish, they are very intelligent. Why Bengalis are so intelligent? And even in any kind of famine, they get fish to eat. So ocean will never become empty, isn't it? They always have food. So they have never suffered starvation. So, and it is the best food because it's white meat. So what we eat here is red meat. Red meat is bad for health, but white meat is the best and good for brain. So that's why the coastal people are very intelligent.
Sir, one more question. Is contact farming very effective, sir?
See, we have to make a combination of everything. It's not just one. Contract farming is one way good because it gives some secured income to the farmer. But every crop cannot be grown under contract system. So it depends on the area. So who ask for only industrial people? They want a continuous supply of raw material to their industry to make sure that so much of production comes every day to the factory. They go for contract farming. If it is just buy from the open market and run your industry, so you will have to close it very soon. So only for those crops, the contract farming is available. How about other crops? We need every other crop for food security.
Sir, this is the final question.
No, you can ask any number of questions.
What are some of, can you please suggest some courses which are based on agriculture and higher education?
No, there are already, there are specialized universities called University of Agricultural Sciences, University of Horticultural Sciences, and University of Animal Sciences. And all these were in under University of Mysore earlier in Karnataka. Now Agriculture University was formed. Then further division happened, and then horticulture became separate, animal science became separate. And there you have higher education, even PhDs, and you can teach agricultural engineering there, and you can become agriculture. You can become entrepreneurs. You can start your own industries of manufacturing these kinds of apps, these kind of applications, these kind of equipment. And there is so much scope because farming is becoming modern, and they need the help of engineers. Engineers have helped every sphere of life. So you can help in a much bigger way in future agriculture, even in India.
Sir, increasing the role of women in farming.
Yeah.
How to increase the role of women in farming?
That's a very tricky question because already, actually, basically, agriculture was started by women. Because when men went for hunting, the women who remained stayed back. They started sowing these seeds, and they found that they could be grown and harvested. So that is how agriculture started, and the role of women is already very high actually. And we should find how their role can be reduced actually, not to increase. Yeah.
Sir, your final advice to the youngsters who are moving from villages to the cities in search of job.
Now that's what I see. If you get a good job, if you become a professor in a college, yes, I encourage you to go there. If you become a scientist, you please go there. You become an officer, you go there. But don't go for a menial jobs like hotel supplier, hotel cleaner, or a security man. Don't go for such jobs because you are fortunate to have agricultural lands back at your villages. So go back there, cultivate them using all latest technologies, latest information, and make it more profitable. And not only you employ yourself, but you can employ other people also. You can give employment, and it's make it most respectable profession, and you produce food for the country, and that is the most respectable profession in my opinion. And I encourage you to stay back if you have some land, and if you don't get a good job in cities, you please go back to villages and start agriculture. and do it in a very professional way and help our country to produce enough food and good food. Thank you.
So, good morning, everyone. As we have come to the end of this session on Agriculture of India, myself, Dr. Shilpa PS, Associate Professor, Civil Engineering Department, take this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks. On behalf of our college and my personal behalf, I express our heartfelt thanks to the today's resource person, Dr. VASANT Kumar THIMAKAPURA, for enlightening our students on green revolution, food security, and also enlightening on the applications of engineering in agriculture practices. Thank you so much, sir, for wonderful session. I take this opportunity to express our sincere thanks to the members of management Vidyavardhaka Sangha and our principal, who are always been a great support for the conduction of such events. And it also gives me immense pleasure to thank all the deans, HODs, and my fellow colleagues, technical staffs for supporting this event. Thank you, one and all. I thank all my student friends for their active participation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.